Good morning. This is news to me.
Breaking news.
Jeff Flake delayed the Kavanaugh vote after a nervous attempt to avoid women shouting their experiences of sexual assault, the most terrified someone's been in an elevator since Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Hashtag Me Too, meet hashtag Floor 2, Floor 2, Floor 2, Floor 2. Republicans hid behind a female lawyer for the whole hearing. Now they're going to need one to hide behind just to get back to their offices. The FBI is reinvestigating Kavanaugh, though the scope is so narrow they probably won't learn anything beyond his high school car had a bumper sticker that said chugs, not drugs. But don't worry, Kellyanne Conway says the probe is not meant to be a fishing expedition. And that's true, since for Kavanaugh there seems to be fewer rules for catch and release. Okay, unfortunately, since there was so much random news, I don't have time for full jokes and can only do the setups. Brett Kavanaugh is losing his teaching job at Harvard. Jeff Flake said Birthergate should have disqualified Trump from the presidency. At a press conference, Trump insulted female reporters who were asking about Kavanaugh. A police report says Kavanaugh was in a 1985 bar fight after a UB40 concert, and in a tweet defending Trump, Kanye West said we're no longer outsourcing jobs. Oh, look at that. I do have time for the punchlines. Okay, here we go.
Harvard's yet to find a replacement for his class, Introduction to Brociology. Hey, Jeff, growing a backbone should disqualify you from retiring. So you couldn't avoid being a dick while avoiding women's questions about a dick whose dick women couldn't avoid? The police report claims Kavanaugh was mad the bar only served red wine. And rest easy, Kanye fan, says he still promises to outsource his music.
Okay, now I have a headache. That was one take. How about we all unwind with a nice devil's triangle? I promise I won't boof. The New York Times says Trump received shady financial help from his father well into adulthood. Hey, finally something he and I have in common. Hey, by the way, Dad, I'm just still waiting on the check. Be nice to eat today. You know what? It's nice for once, instead of a story about drunken harassment from a man accused of sexual misconduct, we get a story about tax fraud from a man accused of sexual misconduct. And wow, what are the odds this whole time the guy who always looks like he's sucking on a teat was mooching off his parents? I've always loved the logic of Trump's version, which is after $1 million loan from his father, he became a self-made millionaire. Because when I get a meatball marinara from Subway, that's a delicious self-made sandwich. All in all, Fred Trump evaded taxes to leave over $1 billion to his children, though by instilling morals of profiteering, racism, and self-preservation, no amount of money compares to the emotional damage he left behind. On the brink of a Kavanaugh vote, over 1,000 law professors signed off that maybe the toughest legal questions of our time shouldn't be asked to a guy who can't answer senators without squaring off, bruh. Kavanaugh himself lectured in 2015 a good judge should be calm, nonpartisan, and be able to walk in another's shoes. Though he might have meant when you're too wasted to remember you threw your sneakers out the window. Meanwhile, Sarah Sanders donned her usual beer goggles to defend Trump's mocking of Dr. Ford's testimony by saying he was just stating facts. Though he was wrong about her not knowing when it happened, the neighborhood, or where in the house it took place, so his impression was about as factually accurate as a Jerry Lewis sushi chef. On the bright side, if he is confirmed, we'll always know which Supreme Court ruling was written by Kavanaugh. It'll be the ones that award the plaintiff a blue ribbon and give the defendant Dos Equis. Hey, the divisive Kavanaugh FBI report is in, and like my knowledge of professional wrestling, is simultaneously comprehensive and useless. Republicans say it's exhaustive, Democrats say it's a sham. Who cares about Roe v. Wade? In a few months, we won't even agree what a baby is. Kavanaugh admits in an op-ed he got emotional and said things he shouldn't have said. You wrote that, dude. That's not how prepared remarks work. Me Too is a front for Oprah and Hillary's child labor camps under the Earth's crust, funded by Soros, who we all know is a cyborg, creating climate change built by lesbian lizard Freemasons. I'm sorry, I flew off the handle there. Mitch McConnell says he's ready to plow through with a vote. Hey, maybe ease up on the aggressive rhetoric there, Mitch. Well, Kavanaugh would never take part in what Dr. Ford alleges. Now, I'm sick of waiting, and I don't care if we're undecided. We're gonna lock ourselves in this room and rip through this cloture. What's everybody staring at? Cool? Cool.